You are welcome to Correro, where we engage Nigerians' most critical political conversations and explore the stories shaping our nation. I am Godwin Sunday. Nigeria's political landscape has once again been thrown into familiar motion. A wave of defections sweeping through major parties, reshaping alliances and raising questions around the true nature of our democracy. From governors to lawmakers and party loyalists, the mass movement across party lines has become a recurring feature in our political journey. But what drives these defections, ideology, or interests? Well, these are questions that are begging for answers. Are they a reflection of internal party crisis, actually, or simply a strategy for political survival ahead of 2027? More importantly, how do these political controversies and crossovers impact governance, accountability, and the confidence of citizens in the system? Well, joining me to unpack these issues is Ephraim Simon Daudu, a public affairs analyst who will help us to dissect the impact, controversies, and governance implication of this wave of defections sweeping across Nigeria's political space. Well, at this point, permit me to say, please stay with us as we'll go for a short break. But we'll return. We'll delve into the conversation in full. Please go nowhere. The conversation begins in a moment. You're welcome back. Well, Honorable Ephraim Daudi, it's a delight to have you on Correro.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Well, let's even go straight to the business of the day by looking at the various defection that is given greeting the country right now. All Progressive Congress is experiencing a large number of inflow of defection. Also, the African Democratic Congress is also experiencing a very large inflow of people into their party. Let's not even leave the People's Democratic Party in all of this. Labour Party is also benefiting from all of this. But then, this defection, it has become like a culture in our political conversation. But then, what do you make of all of this defection? Is it healthy for our political conversations?
Okay, Mr. Godwin, thank you for these questions, but let me just take a look at what is really happening. You look at the defections are people trying to move from a party A to party B that they think is going to give them a better political standing in 2027. That aside, then another factor driving this defection is that, you know, in Nigeria, politics is the most lucrative business. And a lot of people want to, you know, get to the party in government so that they can get their own share of the national cake. But this, having said this, what is happening is actually disheartening. A political party is supposed to be driven by ideology. Now the kind of defections we are seeing, people moving from different parties to APC, just because they know that if they don't align themselves with APC, maybe they will not secure their ticket or they will not return to their various offices. For example, if you look at what is happening at the National Assembly, a lot of members of the National Assembly are defecting to the ruling party, and some also, quite a handful, to the ADC, that is the African Democratic Congress. The issue is that our democracy, we can't say it's quite nascent, because we've been practicing democracy now for the past 28 years. We are supposed to, you know, start establishing our institutions, building our institutions. But be it as they say, in Nigeria, our politics is driven strictly based on personal interest and personal benefit. A lot of time, that is what you see happening. it is not too healthy for our democracy, but we are evolving. And I believe we will get past this phase of our politics.
Well, you've tried to narrow the conversation down to the All Progressive Congress as championing the cause of the whole defection process. Yes. But then the All Progressive Congress will argue that even within the grassroots, a lot of people are also moving to the African Democratic Congress. Yes. in this regard. But, so let's not tie the conversation down to the All Progressive Congress like you've done right now, which you've said that from the higher echelon. Well, from looking at it from the caucus at the National Assembly, we can say authoritatively that people are moving, but from the grassroots, a lot of people are also moving to Labour Party. People are moving to the People's Democratic Party. People are also cross-carpeting to the African Democratic Congress. But looking at this in general, what is the implication of all of this in our nascent democratical development?
Well, you see, the implication is that it's eroding the trust that the masses have on those that they've elected into certain offices. And secondly, it is making our democracy to look as a mockery of what a democracy should be. If you look at the level of defections, you'll find out that even our constitution, there is a legal implication to it. Even our constitution in section 68, subsection 1 down, spoke about if a member of the legislature or is decamping or is cross-carpeting to another party, then he should vacate his seat, except in a situation where there is division in the party, there is crisis in the party. But you see, so the Constitution did not define exactly what a crisis is or what a division is. So they are taking advantage of that lacuna, but it's not healthy to our democracy. And also the Constitution did not make mention of if a governor or a president defect or the vice president defect from one party to another, what should be the implication? What is the penalty for that? So the governors, that is why you see a lot of governors are leaving their parties into the ADC, particularly in the South, because even the Constitution did not say anything about that. So they are exploring that lacuna in the Constitution. So
but then, before you even move further, the ADC tend to be a major beneficiary of all of this defection when you look at it in terms of its building structures across the country.
Yeah, you see, the people that defected mostly to ADC are not elected officials.
Aregbesola, you mean he's not an elected official?
Before.
David Mark. David Mark is an elected official.
Was.
Well, whether you like it or not, he's an elected official.
Was an elected official.
Aregbesola is an elected official.
Was an elected official.
So when you look at it in general.
Yeah, I'm talking about the people that are serving currently in offices.
All right. But then you understand also from the rural community, a lot of councillors are also that are holding brief for some of these defectors are also saying at this point in time that they are, let's call them loyalists. They are saying that the likes of Aregbesola, the likes of David Mark and the rest of them that have moved to the African Democratic Congress, like Atiku Abubakar, and they are loyal to them, and as such, look at what is playing out in Adamawa as a case study. A lot of people that are loyal to Atiku Abubakar right now are saying there is no way other political parties can even win the elections in Adamawa State. Binani and the rest of them are being fronted to come out under the platform of the African Democratic Congress. Looking at all of this, can we say that this is a joke to the Nigerian political space?
You look at it, as I said, we see using some specific words to describe what is happening, whether it's a joke or not a joke. But what I am saying is that, you see, the PDP position itself in a situation that, you know, they had a case, they still have a case in court. Excuse me. They still have a case in court that is saying that they will not have Congress. There will not be Congress. They are still struggling with that case. If there will be no Congress, then there will be no primaries. And how those who are politicians, how do you expect them to remain there? The opposition itself is not, particularly the PDP, is not putting itself in a situation where, you know, it will look attractive to receive the influx of the campees. So ADC, that you are seeing people are moving into ADC, ADC is the alternative they have now, that they believe they will wrestle power from the government at the center and even at the state level, because, my brother, Nigerians are suffering. And you cannot be suffering in a place and you know that this party, their ideology and the way they are carrying out governance, there is nothing much they will offer. So the best is to decamp to a party that you think will offer a better manifesto and have a better ideology, even though our ideologies are almost similar. It's only the persons now, you look at the caliber of the persons that are in that party, that are the leaders, or at the position of leadership in that party, then you look at them and from their antecedents, people are following them. That is why people are following Atiku, based on his antecedents.
Well, let's since you've taken us to that point, let's bring you to this conversation. There's been a lot of allegations that people that are defecting to the African Democratic Congress are people that have been evicted from their current political parties due to one criminal antecedent, criminal record, or thereabouts. But when you look at it in terms of defection, what's your take on all of this?
Well, not just telling you that because they are evicted from party A, that is why they defect to another party. For example, look at the governors in the governor of Delta State. Was he evicted from PDP? No. It is because he saw that PDP is not putting itself together.
So what do we say about Nasir El-Rufai?
Nasir El-Rufai was not evicted from APC. He on his own decided to leave when he saw that they are no longer...
But the records are there.
He served in APC for 8 years as a governor. It is not because somebody evicted him. Where is the record? There's no record that he was evicted. He left on his own will. He was not evicted. He was not served any letter of expulsion or suspension.
So invariably, the ADC is a ground for evicted or voluntary. It's a ground for voluntary exitors. Voluntary exitors from the People's Democratic Party, voluntary exitors from the Labour Party, voluntary exitors from the African Democratic Party. So ADC is an umbrella that accommodates all exitors.
It's an umbrella, it's a political party. We receive people as a party, and as a democratic party, we receive people because people have the right to associate. They have the right of association. If they want to come to us, we will receive them. And then that we receive them does not mean that we will not be looking out to see the kind of persons they are. If along the line we see that these people have character issues or they have issues that we cannot cope with, then we will show them the way out. But as for now, we are receiving them because we are a political party. And as a democratic party, it is incumbent on us to receive people that are coming to us.
All right, interesting. Let's move away from that conversation and talk about the structure, the constitution, and also the manifesto of various political parties in Nigeria. A lot of people have also argued that we are not ripe to talk about manifestos. We're not ripe to talk about the cell, the caucus, the branch, the militia. These are the various structures that forms political parties across the world. But then we're not ripe to even talk about this because our ours is bedeviled with a lot of irregularities. When you look at this, how correct is this assertion and statement that we're not ripe to talk about structures, talk about ideologies, talk about manifesto within our political space?
We are ripe to talk about structures. For example, even if our structures, our institutions are still weak. We have to talk about it. We have to build it up. We have to strengthen the structures. Look at it. You see, as I rightly said, even though we keep saying that our democracy is nascent, I don't want to be using that word frequently, because when you keep saying that, it gives people a room to always do things not in the right way, and then they will keep saying that we are still learning, we are still learning. Well, for how long will we continue learning? We've been practicing democracy, as I said, now for 28 years. You see, we have to talk about our structures. We have to talk about our institutions. If we don't, how will we build them? We have to look at what is happening at the party level, and then if you look at it, there has been a progress in our political history. The rate at which people are defecting, except for ADC, people are even finding it difficult to come up with new parties. If you notice. Have you noticed that? People are finding it difficult to come up with new parties. And then that is a step in the right direction, because there are no proliferation of political parties, too much proliferation of political parties, that, you know, when you have that, that is when you will discover everybody jump to this party with ideology, without ideology, jump into any other party just to make sure they wrestle power or they get elected into an office. But now that we are gradually reducing the number of the parties, if you look at it now, we have 3 political parties that are strong now. We have the APC, the PDP, and the ADC.
You've forgotten the Labour Party.
The Labour Party, if you look at it, the Labour Party is bedeviled with a lot of problems.
So let's just put it at 4 or 5, because the New Nigerian People's Party is still there.
I am talking about the parties that. How many representatives do New Nigeria?
Well, let's go with the conversation so that we won't have to.
So I am talking about the political parties that have strong grassroots base.
All right.
Yeah. If I agree with you, Labour is there. I would have mentioned Labour, but I discover Labour Party is bedeviled with a lot of problems. If you notice, even Peter Obi is with us in ADC.
Not yet confirmed.
He was there during the coalition.
Not confirmed. He can be there as a supporter, as a lover of the party. But we've can authoritatively say on this show that Peter Obi has openly become a member of the African Democratic Party.
Body language, his appearance.
Does body language translate into?
In politics, it means a lot. It means a lot.
I'm not a politician. Let me bank on your political experience.
In politics, body language means a lot. Presence means a lot. He was there at the coalition.
All right.
And he has attended so many ADC functions.
Well, Honorable Ephraim.
Yes, sir.
There is also this position of dissatisfaction of party members that makes them to move from party A to party B. We've seen this play out. Even from the People's Democratic Party, we saw this play out. People moving from People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress. We saw this play out from aggrieved members of the People's Democratic Party and the the All Progressive Congress moved into the Labour Congress. And we're seeing this play out again, people moving from all of this. But then the conversation is also tied around the elites, the political elites, that are moving from party A to party B. Can we say at this point that this is to further impoverish Nigerians by shifting the goalpost in order to ensure that a lot of Nigerians don't even get their voice out there and even campaign for elections, knowing fully well that most of these previous governors, senators, they've been able to make fortune from the political space. Can we say that this is just a transition within the political space, looking at the various defection that is going on across board?
You see, defecting from one party to another does not impoverish people.
Even if it involves the elites?
Yeah, of course. You see, in every society, it's the elites that lead. So that they are moving to a particular party is also sending a signal that this is the direction we are going.
Even if it doesn't favor the like Karl Marx will call that the proletariat.
Yeah, yes. But if you look at it for now, you can't say it is favoring them or it's not favoring them.
The body language, like you've said.
If you look at the elites before they move to any political party, they also have an engagement with their followers. They engage their followers. This is where we are heading to. And this is why we are moving to this. And if they notice that their followers are not with them, although some governors are taking that kind of decision now because they want to get their share from the center, other benefits from the center. But I am telling you, a real politician will have to engage his people at the grassroots. Because if you are a politician or you are a leader, nobody is following you, then you are just taking a walk. So they engage them before they move. Not that they are just moving and then as a result it is impoverishing the people. No, it's not. Movement from one political party to another does not impoverish people. What impoverishes people is the way the people are governed, the way the government of the day govern the people, its policies. It is the policies of the government of the day that impoverish people, just like we are experiencing in this country. But movement from one political party to another doesn't impoverish anybody. APC itself was a party that came to be as a result of amalgamation of different political parties, the ANPP, the CPC, and other parties that came together to form what we call APC today. So if other parties are doing the same, I don't think the party at the center should be jittering, because that is the path they've laid for others to follow.
Well, let's narrow this conversation back to the Federal Capital Territory. Of course, yes. After Anambra State, the Federal Capital Territory election is likely going to be one of the fewest elections we're going to be experiencing across the board. But then looking at this, we've seen recently a lot of migration, defection, cross-carpeting from Party A to Party B that is already happening within the FCT. Can we say that this is for the betterment of is this movement all going to be translating into a better provision, effective delivery of services to the people within the Federal Capital Territory?
Yes, I am happy you are mentioning the Federal Capital.
Let's narrow the conversation to that point.
I'm happy you are mentioning the Federal Capital Territory. You look, you see, as I said earlier on, in the FCT, apart from the chairman of AMAC, who left PDP to APC.
Talking about the president of Mekalangu, yeah.
The others are still in, they were in the APC. So this election that is coming up in February in the area council's election, the area council election, will show to people whether this decision that this politician took in the FCT, is it that we are with them or we are not with them? You know, elections in the FCT, particularly the area council election, which is the same thing as the local government election in the states, is relatively fair. You know, it is conducted by INEC, not a CIEC, where the governors can sit down and unilaterally say this is the person.
Allegedly, allegedly.
Well,
let's allege on it.
You have been in Nigeria. You know that.
Well, how can let's just allege on it,
okay.
so we can have a smooth flow.
Okay, on allegedly.
Yeah, thank you.
Allegedly, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know what you're saying, but let's allege on it.
You know, the election that is coming up in February, as I said, will be a litmus test to show people that, okay, this rate of decamping or cross-carpeting from one party to another, yes, we are in support of it or we are not in support of it. Because the FCT, as I told you, if you notice, since 2015, no government in power has won the FCT completely. The last election, the APC did not win the area councils completely. So all these things will still come to play. the electorate in the FCT are enlightened people. That you cross carpet to one party does not automatically mean you win the election. Because the people have given you your first term or your first tenure to see what you can deliver. And as I said, the electorate in the FCT are enlightened people. They are not people you can come and, you know, bamboozle with words, with fake promises, empty promises. No, they are people that can judge you based on your previous performance. So this election that is coming up in February will, as I say, will be a litmus test whether the people are happy with the rate of people that they've given their mandate based on the party they contested on, and now they are defecting. It will show whether they are happy with it or not.
So by extension, let's take this to the state base, which defection is also happening across board. Can we say that this will also be litmus test come 2027?
It will. It is a litmus test. I am telling you, you see, even the government at the center is jittering. That is why you see a lot of governors decamping, and it's happening mostly, you know, when it comes to politics in Nigeria. I stand to be corrected. The North have they have established themselves in it, and if you want to know the direction the country is going, look at the way they are playing their politics. If you notice that, you find out that in the North, no governor has defected to any party because they are afraid of the people at the grassroots. They know that the people are not happy. The rate of poverty, the way poverty has been weaponized in this country, the rate at which people are suffering, you know, the way to eat 3 square meals today in Nigeria is a pleasure that a lot of people cannot afford. So they are watching the terrain, watching what the grassroots is saying, listening to them, and that is why they are not defecting in the North. In the South, I can understand, yes, you know, the Nigerian politics, there is this phenomenon that it is our own person that is in the office, we are going to support him. Well, but as the governors are decamping, look at the people, the masses, are they also following them? Sometimes you see a governor decamp to a political party.
You've mentioned that the fact that there's been a lot of consultation.
Yes,
yes, so there's been a lot of conversation, and the people are already behind the governor in order to move from party A to party B. Yeah, please go ahead.
You are misunderstanding.
All right, please go ahead.
That you have a conversation with your people, whether they agree or they don't agree is another thing. You can have the conversation. You notice the Umar, the governor of
Akwa
Ibom.
Yeah.
You notice he defected. His deputy refused to follow him. He knows why he refused to follow him, because he knows that the people at the grassroots are not happy with that decision. The governor is going there because he wants to go and get his own share at the center.
Allegedly.
Well,
let's take it allegedly.
So that is why I'm telling you. I said, if you look at it, what will happen the defection that is already taking place, the way the people are receiving the ADC in the North is a message to anybody that this is where the people are going. It's a clear message. It's a clear message. You will see a lot of things that will happen before 2027. There's going to be serious political tsunami that will happen in this country, particularly from the North in 2027. And I'm telling you, even in the South, even in the Southwest, because hunger does not know region, poverty does not know region, insecurity does not know region. So when these things are happening, you find out that the people will take, we've suffered a lot. And you know, one of the best teacher of life is suffering. When you suffer, you come to a point that you come to your senses and you start taking rational decisions.
Well, let's speak to the issue around defection. Can we say that the people that move from party A to party B are devoid of ideologies? That's why they move from party A to party B. Looking at the various cross-carpeting, every now and then in the National Assembly, there's a plenary. We don't know what to expect because we just wake up one morning and the National Assembly, the Senate President will just tell you that certain senators move from party A to party B. It's also the same thing playing out in the House of Representatives. The governors are not even spared in all of this conversation. But look at it generally and holistically. Can we say that this whole conversation is devoid of ideologies?
Look at it. Well, in a way, in a sense, you are correct to say it is devoid of ideology. And in another sense, you are not correct. The reason why I said if a political party did not fix its home, did not fix its house, how do you expect the people to stay there?
So what you mean by fixing of house does it mean that the ideas, the vision that brought that political party into existence have suddenly diminished?
Yes.
By that, are you saying that the constitution that described and brought that party into existence have died? Are you saying no, because every political party in Nigeria is born out of the constitution. So at this point in time, shouldn't we be talking about asking leaders within the political space to leave certain offices in order to allow the constitution, a free flow of the constitution, other than cross-carpeting? Shouldn't this be the conversation? Because the level of cross-carpeting right now is across board.
You see, in politics, how you get what,
when and how,
matters to a politician. And the politician knows that if I remain in this party, what I want to get, I will not get it.
Irrespective of the party ideology, and policies, constitution, and the people's interest in that particular concern.
As I told you earlier on, I said, we talk about ideologies in paper, in politics in Nigeria, but when you come to practice, you will see people abandoning their ideologies, doing certain things.
So the average politician is ready to punish the average Nigerian.
Listen.
No, let's get.
There is no party that has
so the average
political party are bad.
So the average political party, the politician is ready to punish his constituents in order to meet up with his own primary ideas of what they think leadership should be.
Look, no matter how you care about the grassroots, as a politician, you first of all care, or you play politics on how you get the power before you solve the problem of the grassroots. If you are not in the system, you can't solve the problem.
So how will you solve the problem of the grassroots when the grassroots are the primary, are the people that will even bring you and re-elect you back into office?
That is what I'm saying. There is a contract. That is what they expect from you when you get to the office. And now, if you don't, you've seen that if you remain in this party, the chances of you winning even the primaries is not there. And meanwhile, political party, whatever the ideology, is just like a shop at the market square where you display your wares and people come to buy. You cannot contest election here without a political party. But for you to get to that office, you have to be a member of a certain party before you get to the political office that you want to. That you want to be there to be able to meet the needs of the people at the grassroots. So if Party A is not offering you that opportunity, and maybe because of godfatherism in that political party, and then Party B is beckoning on you, come, we will give you opportunity. And you know, definitely, as I said earlier on, I said the Nigerian political parties, their manifestos is almost the same. Tell me what is different from the manifesto of APC from that of PDP. Tell me.
Just the symbol.
It's just the symbol.
The broom and the umbrella.
It's just the broom and the umbrella.
The mama, papa, Pekin.
It's all the same.
Then the Uhuru handshake.
So
is it Uhuru or Wuru or
no, that is not Uhuru.
Is it Mbutu?
No.
Is it the Mbutu handshake?
Our handshake is a handshake across the River Niger.
All right.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
Both the north and the south shaking their hands to move, to work together, to move the country forward. So, as I was saying, you look at the caliber, the caliber of the people that belongs to a particular party is what matters. The APC is a collection of, most of the people there were PDP people as of 2014. They cross-carpeted to APC, and as they got to APC, the people at the helm of affairs, they started following the way those people are doing things. When they were in PDP, actually PDP was, except for the internal crisis that they've been having now, PDP was very organized. You have to give it to them. They were organized when they were in power. All these things that you see PDP is having crisis is as after the fallout, after they lost power. That was when PDP started having crisis. But APC, if you look at them, they are not different from PDP.
Well,
they are not different.
Honorable Ephraim, I'm asking this because a lot of people are also in line with this stuff, that people are not feeling the impact of governance.
That is true.
Despite all of this cross-carpeting. When we look at governance...
That is why we are doing everything we are doing to put up a structure that will wrestle power from the party at the center, so that the Nigerian people, they have suffered it.
Well, I'm coming to that point, but then before we get to that point,
yes.
Does moving from party A to party B automatically translate into the people's choice of who should be their leader?
It's part of it.
Now, let's get a clarity, because
yes, that's what as I told you.
So if I'm in a, let's say for example, I'm in Akwa Ibom State, I move from the People's Democratic Party and I join the All Progressive Congress. Does it translate into me winning all the elections in all the local government, despite the fact that a lot of people within Akwa Ibom State do not believe in the ideology, the philosophy behind the All Progressive Congress? Same thing applicable to Delta. Let's even take it to Bayelsa. Let's narrow it down to other parts of Nigeria. Does this translate automatically? Because viewers across the world are even curious. Can we say that moving from one party to another guarantees you a win or a ticket into the next election?
You see, in a way, you can move from one party to another. If you look at Obaseki, the just past governor of Edo State, he was in APC. The APC did not want to give him ticket. He moved from APC to PDP.
Although PDP was not the ruling party.
The PDP was not. That is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I say political party is just like a shop.
It's a vehicle.
It's a vehicle.
Yeah.
Taking you somewhere. And if you did not get on board that vehicle, you can't get to where you are heading to. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So he left the other vehicle that is not giving him that space. He came to PDP. PDP gave him that space. He came on board and he won the election.
And a lot of people voted based on sympathy.
They voted based on sympathy and based on the person.
Edo is not Lagos.
Edo is not Lagos.
Yes.
And based on the person.
That was the mantra then.
Yes. Edo is not Lagos, because you can't be doing what you are doing in Lagos and expect that you will transport that or take that same thing to Edo and then be practicing, expecting that Edo people will just follow you. Like Edo, they have their peculiarities. They have their own peculiarities. They are not Lagos. And they are a state of their own. So if you look at it that way, that political party is a vehicle in Nigerian context, you see, what we read in the books is different from the practice of politics. The practice of politics is not always based on the theories, the things you read, written by Karl Marx, or the things your lecturer, your post 101 told you. You are a rational being. And the people at the grassroots are also rational. If they see that this way they are going to is giving them a problem or is not going to take them to where they are heading to, they have the right to, they come to another party or to move to another party. But the issue is this: once you get the people's mandate, they voted for you based on. They saw that yes, this party we move together. We want you to remain here, and then you get into that office. You don't just throw away their mandate and go again to another party. Before you do that, wait until you discuss with them, and then there is a crisis in the party, and which is what every other Nigerian politician that cross carpet will tell you, that there is a crisis, there is a division in the party, and that is why they leave the party. So that is what I'm saying, that if the political party put their house in order, the people will not defect. But when you don't put your house in order, you are giving them reason why they should leave.
Well, just before I let you go, I've already signaled my time is fast spent, but I know this conversation, we cannot exhaust it even here on this table. But before I let you go, looking at the AMAC chairman, the person on Mekalango, moving from party A to party B, can we say that this whole policy of disorganization and disunity and rancor within its political party was what played out, or is to rescue power in order to further benefit the people of the FCT?
Well,
AMAC, to be precise.
I cannot speak for.
Well, no, but looking at it, you've been in the Federal Capital Territory for long enough.
Yes.
But looking at it from the lens of a political scientist, what is your take?
I understand.
What is your take on it?
Yes. Okay. My take is that he saw that his second term bid is threatened, and maybe he was told that if you don't dance with us, if you don't play game with us, the probability of your returning back as the AMAC chairman is slim. And so he, as I told you, political parties are vehicle, and he wants to remain as the chairman to finish his tenure. Most of the things that a political party is expected to do, the PDP will do. If as a person, if he's in APC, he believes he can do it because he received his subvention directly. Nobody is checkmating. Nobody is not sharing what comes to him with anybody. So some of the things, the programs he had, even in APC, in PDP, he believes that if he gets into PDP, APC, he will still do the same thing. But let me tell you something.
Yeah.
That is why we at the ADC, the kind and the quality of the candidates we are featuring, they are not people that you can come and threaten and then they will succumb to you. If you look at my candidate, Honorable Pharmacist Iko Afanyibada, is a man that has been tested, that has been trusted. As I was saying last week, last time as I was here, this is a man who, when he was in primary school, he was always coming first, secondary school first, and he went to university, graduated with first class, and he came home and he was doing a lot of things, giving scholarship, building schools.
We will definitely bring you back to come talk about.
So the quality of people we are bringing, just 1 minute, the quality of people we are bringing in ADC, they are people that you cannot just threaten or you cannot just come and harass to join your party.
Well, the ADC will have to come and pay us money.
No matter.
ADC will have to pay us money to do that campaign for them, because we'll definitely have to bring you back to talk about some of the programs. We've been able
you need to see the manifesto.
We've gone through the manifesto of Buhari Area Council. We've gone through the manifesto of AMAC Area Council of the ADC. We're yet to go through the Gwagwalada and also Kuje and some few, I think two other parts. We will go through all of those area council also to be able to attest to what you're saying and how best we can translate some of this vision how best the pharmacist eco will be able to translate all of this
into selling point.
Well, we will be able to.
Manifesto
we will bring you back again to be able to discuss this with us, because today is not about the ADC manifesto. We'll bring you back to talk about the
politics.
ADC. No, we're talking about the wave of defections.
Yes,
so we won't have to digress from the conversation.
It's politics.
But I on this table, I promise you that we'll bring you back to talk about the manifesto of Honorable Iko, because we've done that of Buhari already on ADC, and of course we've listened to the ADC chairman speak from Buhari. We'll have to bring Honorable Iko and perhaps bring you back to talk about this. But then this is how far we can go today on Corero. I want to say thank you so much for finding out time to be with us here on Corero.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Well, viewers, this is how far we can go today on the show. Don't forget that you can follow us across all our social media handles currently showing on your screen, and you can also download the Rapid TV app from your Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. My name is Godwin Sunday. Always remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye for now.